eager to put a lot of pressure on Eala, and that's the biggest challenge of the two.
Somewhere on the grounds of the most famous tennis venue on earth, a story was unfolding that nobody could have predicted just a few weeks earlier. Two young women were walking toward the same court carrying completely different dreams, completely different pressures, and completely different expectations. Yet somehow, destiny had pushed their paths together again at the exact moment both of their careers were changing forever. One of them had just become the pride of an entire nation. The other had just shocked the tennis world by ending the comeback of a living legend. And now, with Wimbledon watching, their unfinished story was about to continue. This was no longer just another second-round match. This was personal. This was emotional. This was history colliding with revenge. And somewhere deep beneath the noise of the crowd, the pressure of rankings, and the spotlight of the biggest tennis tournament on earth, there was a wound that still had not healed. Because Alex Eala had not forgotten. Not the match. Not the heartbreak. Not the feeling of standing 1 point away from victory only to watch everything disappear. 12 months earlier, in Eastbourne, the rising Filipina star had walked off the court carrying one of the most painful losses of her young career. It had been a brutal grass court final against Australia's Maya Joint. 3 exhausting sets. Endless momentum swings. One deciding tiebreak that stretched every nerve to its breaking point. And when it was finally over, Maya Joint stood as the champion while Alex Eala stood frozen in disappointment. That loss stayed with her. For an entire year. Now Wimbledon had given her another chance. But before this rematch could happen, both players had to survive opening rounds that changed everything. For Alex Eala, Wimbledon 2026 already felt historic before she even stepped on the court. At only 21 years old, she arrived in London carrying a milestone no Filipino tennis player had ever achieved before. She was the first Filipina in the Open era to enter Wimbledon as a seeded singles player. Number 29 in the world. A ranking that represented years of sacrifice, pressure, criticism, and relentless improvement. The Philippines had never seen anything like this before. Back home, people who had never watched tennis were suddenly waking up at impossible hours just to follow her matches. Television stations tracked her every move. Social media exploded with support every time she stepped onto the court. But what shocked even Alex herself was what happened inside Wimbledon. Court 12 did not feel like England. It felt like Manila. Filipino flags filled the stands from corner to corner. Fans wore jerseys, waved banners, and screamed her name after every point. Some had traveled from the Philippines. Others came from Canada, Dubai, Australia, and all across Europe. The support was overwhelming. Even Eala admitted later that she could hardly believe it. She smiled during warm-ups when she noticed entire sections of the crowd chanting her name before the first point had even started. And once the match began, she rewarded every single one of them. Standing across the net was Mexico's Renata Zarauzua, an experienced opponent who had beaten Eala earlier in her career. This was supposed to be competitive. Instead, it became domination. From the opening game, Eala controlled everything. Her footwork looked sharper. Her serve placement was precise. Her returns landed deep near the baseline. Every rally unfolded on her terms. She attacked second serves aggressively and moved forward with confidence, finishing points cleanly at the net. Zarauzua never settled into rhythm because Eala refused to allow her any breathing room. The scoreboard became ruthless. 6-1. 6-2. Only 78 minutes. That was all it took for Alex Eala to become the first Filipina in the Open era to win a Wimbledon main draw singles match. When match point ended, the crowd erupted. Not polite applause. Not quiet Wimbledon appreciation. Pure celebration. Filipino fans screamed like they were watching a championship final. Some cried openly in the stands. Others hugged strangers beside them. And standing at the center of it all was Alex Eala, trying to absorb the reality of what she had just accomplished. But while history was unfolding on court 12, something even more shocking was happening elsewhere on the grounds. Because Serena Williams was back. At 44 years old, the greatest champion of her generation had returned to Wimbledon for one more singles run. 23 Grand Slam titles. Decades of dominance. An icon stepping once again onto the lawns where she built her legacy. The entire tennis world expected magic. Her first-round opponent was Maya Joint, a 22-year-old Australian ranked far below the elite names in the tournament. Most fans assumed it would be straightforward. A celebration. A comeback story. Instead, Maya Joint delivered chaos. From the very beginning, she played fearlessly. She served aggressively, attacked early, and struck the ball with unbelievable confidence. Serena looked surprised by the pace coming toward her. Then the impossible happened. Maya Joint took the first set. Suddenly the atmosphere inside the stadium changed completely. Fans became nervous. Commentators sounded stunned. And for a brief moment, the unimaginable became real. Serena Williams might actually lose. But champions do not disappear quietly. In the second set, Serena fought back with the determination that had defined her entire career. The crowd exploded with every winner. The tension inside the stadium became unbearable. Then Serena captured the tiebreak. The building shook. People believed the comeback had officially begun. This is where most young players collapse. This is where nerves destroy confidence. This is where the pressure becomes overwhelming. But Maya Joint never blinked. She walked calmly to her chair, reset mentally, and entered the third set playing exactly the same way she had in the beginning. Fearless, aggressive, unshaken. Point by point, she dismantled Serena's comeback hopes. Then finally, after one last powerful service game, Maya Joint completed the upset. Silence. Absolute silence. One of the loudest crowds at Wimbledon suddenly had no words left. Serena Williams' return was over. And Maya Joint had just produced the biggest shock of the opening round. That result immediately changed the entire tournament. Because before Maya defeated Serena, everyone had been talking about a possible second-round clash between Serena Williams and Alex Eala. The legend versus the rising Filipino star. The idol versus the next generation. That dream disappeared the moment Maya Joint won. But in its place, Wimbledon accidentally created something even more dangerous. A rematch. A rivalry. A collision loaded with unfinished emotions. Because Alex Eala and Maya Joint already knew exactly what it felt like to hurt each other. Their Eastbourne final 1 year earlier had been emotionally brutal. Maya captured the opening set. Alex responded brilliantly in the second. Then came a deciding set tiebreak that felt endless. Every point carried massive pressure. Every mistake felt devastating. Finally, Maya escaped with victory. 12-10 in the tiebreak. One of the most painful losses of Alex Eala's career. Losses like that do not disappear. Athletes carry them forever. You replay specific moments repeatedly in your head. One missed return. One rushed forehand. One bad decision at the worst possible time. Alex carried all of it into Wimbledon. Now she finally had another opportunity. But this time, everything was bigger. This was not Eastbourne. This was Wimbledon. Millions watching worldwide. Entire nations emotionally invested. One player carrying history. The other carrying proof that her Serena victory was no accident. And stylistically, the matchup promised chaos. Maya Joint's game is built for grass courts. She attacks quickly, keeps rallies short, and uses her serve like a weapon. Her goal is simple: overwhelm opponents before they settle into rhythm. Against Serena, it worked perfectly. Alex Eala plays differently. Her game is based on movement, angles, patience, and tactical adjustment. She wants longer rallies. She wants opponents uncomfortable. She wants to slowly break rhythm and expose weaknesses over time. That contrast made the rematch fascinating. Power versus precision. Aggression versus control. Explosiveness versus endurance. The opening set immediately belonged to Maya Joint. Just like Eastbourne, her serve exploded through the grass. Her forehand attacked relentlessly. Eala struggled to find timing early. Every clean winner from Joint pushed the Filipina farther behind the baseline. The Australian looked completely fearless. Then the scoreboard confirmed it. 6-3 Maya Joint. And suddenly the ghosts returned. Commentators started referencing Eastbourne again. Fans online wondered if history was repeating itself. But something about Alex Eala looked different. 2 years earlier, pressure had overwhelmed her in moments like this. Now it sharpened her. During the changeover, she sat quietly with complete focus. No frustration. No panic. Just concentration. Then the second set began. And the entire match changed. The adjustments were subtle but brilliant. Eala stopped rushing rallies. She added more height over the net and targeted deeper returns through the center of the court, taking away Joint's favorite angles. Suddenly, Maya had to create her own pace repeatedly. That is exhausting on grass. Especially under pressure. Little by little, the momentum shifted. A missed forehand. A nervous volley. A double fault. Then another error. The crowd sensed it immediately. Every long rally won by Eala generated louder reactions. Filipino supporters started believing again. And once Alex sensed weakness, she attacked without hesitation. Her footwork became lighter. Her returns became aggressive. She stepped inside the baseline and punished second serves with authority. The second set disappeared quickly. 6-2 Alex Eala. 1 set all. Now the pressure shifted entirely. The third set became a complete transformation. Alex Eala no longer looked like a player surviving. She looked like a player taking control. The opening game stretched through multiple deuces and became emotionally massive. When Eala finally won it, the entire energy of the match changed. Maya Joint still fought bravely. She chased impossible shots. She changed tactics repeatedly. She tried shortening rallies. Nothing worked. Because Alex Eala had entered that terrifying competitive zone athletes dream about. The zone where the game slows down mentally. Where instincts become automatic. Where pressure disappears completely. Game after game vanished. 2-0. 3-0. 4-0. Then 5-0. The crowd inside Wimbledon realized they were no longer watching a comeback. They were watching domination. Maya attempted one final push while serving to stay alive. But Alex refused to let the moment escape. With one final emphatic service game, she closed the match. 3-6. 6-2. 6-0. One of the most dramatic momentum swings of the tournament. And suddenly, the Eastbourne ghost was gone. The heartbreak had finally been erased. Alex Eala stood near the baseline absorbing the noise pouring down from the crowd. Filipino flags waved everywhere again. Fans screamed her name while cameras captured the emotion across her face. This victory meant more than a place in the next round. It was proof of transformation. The young player who once struggled to handle pressure had evolved into someone who embraced it. And the rest of the tennis world noticed immediately. Because champions are not defined only by talent. They are defined by adaptation. By resilience. By the ability to survive uncomfortable moments and emerge stronger. Alex Eala had just shown every one of those qualities on one of the biggest stages in sports. Now another challenge waited ahead. Defending Wimbledon champion and world number 1 Iga Swiatek. The matchup instantly became one of the most anticipated stories of the tournament. Swiatek represented discipline, movement, consistency, and championship experience. On paper, she remained the favorite. But after what Eala had just done, nobody viewed the Filipina as an easy opponent anymore. Not after Berlin. Not after Birmingham. Not after beating top players on grass. Not after surviving pressure against Maya Joint. And perhaps most importantly, not after the way she carried herself emotionally throughout the tournament. Because something had changed inside Alex Eala over the previous year. You could see it in her body language. You could hear it in her interviews. You could feel it during difficult moments. She no longer played hoping to belong at the highest level. She now expected to compete there. That confidence came from months of growth. Before Wimbledon even began, Eala had already produced the strongest stretch of her professional career. She won the Birmingham title after battling through difficult 3-set matches and proving her mental toughness repeatedly. Then came Berlin. The tournament where the tennis world truly started paying attention. First she defeated Wimbledon champion Elena Rybakina. Then she stunned Aryna Sabalenka. 2 top 10 wins on grass in the same week. Suddenly, the narrative changed completely. Alex Eala was no longer just a promising young talent from the Philippines. She became a legitimate threat. A dangerous player capable of beating elite competition on one of the sport's fastest surfaces. The ranking points from those performances pushed her inside the world's top 32 and officially made her a Wimbledon seed. History followed her everywhere now. First Filipina seeded at a Grand Slam. First Filipina to win a Wimbledon main draw singles match. First Filipina to reach the third round at Wimbledon. One milestone after another. And yet somehow, it still felt like the beginning. That might be the most remarkable part of this entire story. Alex Eala is only 21 years old. She is still improving physically. Still learning tactically. Still discovering how high her ceiling might actually be. And yet she already carries the pressure of representing an entire nation every time she steps onto the court. But instead of collapsing under that pressure, she seems to grow stronger because of it. That is rare. Very rare. Because tennis history is filled with talented young players who struggled once expectations became overwhelming. Alex Eala appears to be moving in the opposite direction. The bigger the stage becomes, the calmer she looks. The louder the crowd gets, the more focused she appears. And Wimbledon revealed that transformation to the world in unforgettable fashion. What started as two completely separate stories eventually collided into something far bigger. A historic breakthrough for the Philippines. A shocking upset over Serena Williams. A painful rivalry revisited. A comeback completed. And a young star proving she belongs among the elite names of women's tennis. Somewhere deep inside the All England club, Alex Eala walked away from that court no longer carrying the weight of Eastbourne. The ghost was gone. The redemption was complete. And for the rest of the tournament, every opponent left in the draw suddenly understood something very important. Alex Eala was no longer simply a rising star. She had become a genuine threat. And perhaps the most frightening part for the rest of the tour. It still feels like she is only getting started.